Hello, welcome to Prince Sports TV, where your opinion counts in sports. And it's a Tuesday, and today we looking at the transfer window. We just have 2 weeks to go before the closure of the transfer window, and many teams are not so active in this January transfer window because most preferably teams like to make moves in the summer where players come in and join the clubs and maybe train for the preseason. I want to take this chance to ask you, which players most preferably do you want your club to sign? Which players do you really want your club to sign? I'm looking at mainly maybe Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City. These are some of the clubs that maybe I might be delving on today. I just ask who do you want to sign this January transfer window? There's so many talks surrounding Manchester United because of one Marcus Rashford, who really wants out of the club. Ever since Ruben Amorim came into the picture, Marcus Rashford has not had game time at the Old Trafford best club and the Manchester best club. So most probably he might want his way out of Manchester. And there are so many suitors who have come in for Marcus Rashford's signature. First, it was AC Milan who came in, and I guess they've now given up because from various sources is that Marcus Rashford wants to play for Barcelona, and he sees it as a project which he will really love to undertake. So that begs the question, will Marcus Rashford move from Manchester United? This has been his boyhood club. Will he move from Manchester United now and play his trade in Spain, that is with Barcelona? Many English players do not fancy moving from English Premier League just to go and play outside Europe. Many of them do really want to play the trade in England. And when you find a player like a young player like Jude Bellingham, who moved to Real Madrid, and he was also in Borussia Dortmund, moving across Europe is usually somehow difficult for these English-based players, and we do not find most of them playing their trade elsewhere, except maybe just playing in England. And another prospect which has come up this evening, and which is a shocker, is that Manchester United want Jack Grealish from Man City. That is just news reaching us right now. It's just that Manchester United are interested in Jack Grealish. So as we try and look at this transfer window, which is almost closing in 2 weeks' time, I'm not seeing a lot of activities, or maybe clubs are waiting for those final moments. And those final moments in the transfer window are the most treasurable moments because we have had some amazing and bizarre stories during the transfer window, and some of the stories are so epic. I can remember some players leave their clubs, some are found at the airport trying just to beat the transfer deadline. Will we see these transfer window deadline stories that really come up during the last final minutes of the transfer window? Will we see such stories? Remember Aubameyang, he had to force his way to the airport just to force his transfer to Barcelona, and it was some of these shocking transfer window stories. And remember, before Fabrizio, sorry to say, but he has been keeping us tabs with transfer window stories that we have forgotten these last day dramas that used to happen in the English Premier League, be it the English Premier League or even the Spanish League or even the Italian football. We have had some amazing transfer window. And transfer window basically is about who has the muscles, who has the financial muscles to come in and get the right players that they want to to sign, and we will be keeping tabs to every story that is breaking up from this moment to 2 weeks to the closure of the transfer window market. And here at Prince Sports TV, we will always give you the news that you require this transfer window. And just to look at some of the clubs in England, maybe Arsenal will go in for a striker, but Arteta being asked today in today's media interview, he just laughed off and said he is okay with the situation at Arsenal, but many Arsenal fans will really fancy Arteta bringing in a striker, throw in a name that will really save Arsenal season. And just to get from some pundits, like Rio Ferdinand said recently that Arsenal should break the bank and go for Benzema, and maybe he's someone who will save Arsenal season. Manchester City have some activities. They signed a player from Frankfurt. He just bid farewell to the Frankfurt players, the fans, and he is coming to the other side of Manchester, and that is Manchester City. So it seems Guardiola is already involved in this transfer window. I don't know whether the financial rules or the fair play, they have some breaches and cases in court. I don't know whether they're going to affect the transfer window stories for the Manchester blue side. So it's just a matter of waiting and seeing what will really transpire during this transfer window. And Manchester United side is not that actively involved in the transfer window apart from the Marcus Rashford story. Chelsea, they triggered Chalobah, like from Crystal Palace. They triggered his loan clause and he's back with the club. And actually, he really performed well Monday night during the game with against Wolves, and he really played very well. So, are we going to see some loan players coming back to their parent club? Because some of them are on loan, but they are doing well with their club. So, are we going to see some triggers, kind of like loan players being triggered back to their parent club? It's now just a matter of time to see if these loan players will really come. Another story which is coming up in this market is that Anthony is moving to Real Betis. He is moving to Real Betis, and this has been confirmed by his agent, and he is moving to Real Betis. And this is some of the story that we're following up until he signs as a Real Betis player. So Anthony is moving to Real Betis, and he has fallen down the pecking orders at Old Trafford ever since the arrival of Amorim. And remember, he was a Ten Hag player who was signed by Erik Ten Hag from Ajax, and he was a great lad being signed from Ajax. So are we going to see him shine at Real Betis? So there's so much to come with this transfer window. The likes of powerhouses that really make deals like Paris Saint-Germain will really make some transfers. Barcelona, they have their own stories with registration of players during this transfer window. So are we going to see Real Madrid bringing in some of... Already Real Madrid have some new era Galacticos. So are we going to see Real Madrid adding in Trent Alexander-Arnold? And Trent Alexander-Arnold has been trending so much this January transfer window, and it said that Real Madrid have really kept tabs with the player just to see if the player can move to the Bernabeu. Are we going to see Trent Alexander-Arnold moving to the Bernabeu and at least to play in the Spanish La Liga? Are we going to see him moving from Liverpool? And remember, some of the Liverpool players who their contracts are up in the summer is Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and Alexander-Arnold. their contracts are due in the summer? Are we going to see some activities around these players, or will Liverpool trigger some? Definitely, if you're going to keep such a player of Mohamed Salah's magnitude, then you need to have some good money in your pockets as a club. So definitely he's going to maybe ask for some huge amount of money, but he's a player worth any money. Or will he be moving to the Saudi side? And speaking of the Saudi side, we have Cristiano Ronaldo is reported to sign a new contract. Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo is remaining in Saudi. There were rumors that he might be moving to Turkey, but Mourinho refuted the claims and said that the only thing Ronaldo can go and do in Turkey, just on holiday and maybe saying hi to his old friend Mourinho. So Cristiano Ronaldo will remain in Saudi, and some of the other players that are also in Saudi have not moved to the other league. It seems the Saudi Pro League has enough for these players. It's like a transfer to a market where you now have your retirement plan. These are just some of the stories that we're keeping tabs here at Prince Sports TV. And remember always, you the fan, you really count at Prince Sports TV. And in every conversation, in everything that I do, you the fan, you the number one. And remember, your opinion really counts in everything. That has been my time on Prince Sports TV. And remember, if you're not following us here on Facebook, then you need not to worry, because we have our YouTube channel, Prince Sports TV, and we also have our Instagram account, Prince Sports TV, and we have also moved to TikTok, and it's also Prince Sports TV, all the same, just giving you the best news in sports. And remember, successful people look like you. Have a great corporate Tuesday.